Hey everyone, Mountain Grandma here, and today we're making a back of label recipe using this Xantham Gum. It's this gluten-free flour recipe, and this is part of a collaboration hosted by Luann's Kitchen, hashtag back of label recipe. What you're gonna need is some tapioca flour, almond flour, brown rice flour. And if you were absolutely following the recipe perfectly, you'd need white rice flour too, but I'm kind of tweaking it a little bit. And then you're also going to need some potato starch or, yeah, organic potato starch. See, you see it right there. So let's go ahead and get this all mixed together. I'm going to make cookies and then I'm actually going to tweak the recipe again and make a second batch. So hang in with me while we see how this works out. All right, so we're going to start with 1.5 cups of brown rice flour. I'm going to add in 1/2 cup of potato starch, 1/4 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of tapioca flour. It's also known as tapioca starch. Then to this, I'm going to add in a teaspoon of the xantham gum. I'm going to go ahead and get this all stirred up and let you see what it looks like when it's all mixed up. Yeah, whisk definitely works better since you got little things in here. Now this is supposed to taste just like flour when you cook with it. So I'm going to be cooking some chocolate chip cookies. It is the best chocolate chip cookie recipe you will find if you like the chewy chocolate chip cookies. I'll put a link up above and then I'll also put it down in the description box so you can see how I make Grandma's best chocolate chip cookies. It's a recipe you won't find anywhere else because it's just me kind of tweaking stuff. Just like this, I couldn't quite follow the instructions, so I have to shake it up and make it my own. This isn't the first gluten recipe that I'm going to share. I am going to be sharing other recipes because I'm looking for the best one. I don't have any, blatant reason why I can't eat flour. I'm not, gluten, I don't know. Gluten's not making me too sick, we'll put it that way. However, if you start to cut out gluten out of your diet, it's actually inflammatory. And I'm trying to go on an anti-inflammatory diet. So that's why I'm looking to maybe not cut it out completely, but at least cut back on it when I can with things. So this is just me kind of adventuring out, trying to get more healthy in whatever way I can. Without sacrificing too much. We'll put it that way. All right, so here it is. This is what that flour looks like for you all to see. Now I'm going to get to making cookies and then I'll come back and I will share the outcome of that with you and do a taste test and let you know what I think. All right, so here they are, and this is not what my cookies are supposed to look like. There is no structure to these. They're flat as heck. I'll kind of break some apart here so you can see them too, but looking real closely, you see like there's texture. There's just no structure. So I went ahead and I cut them up. I mean, I practically needed a pizza roller to do it, but in any event, here they are all cut up. The family ate these. I will share that. Everybody still thought they were yummy, but watch this. Like, there it is. Do you see all the grease on my fingers too? So you have to cut the fat that you're putting into your cookies. This was the exact recipe. I didn't make any deviations from my chocolate chip cookie recipe. It didn't work out. So hang in there with me, guys, because we're going to do one more batch of flour. I'm tweaking it a little bit. There is success at the end of this. So hang in there. I'll get more going. And like I said, everyone did eat those. All right, now I'm going to shake this up a little bit. Here was the recipe that I started with. and I don't know if you can see it real well, but it was 1.5 cups of brown rice flour, 1/4 of a cup of the tapioca flour, 1/2 cup of potato starch, and 1/4 cup of white rice flour. It's like brown rice and white rice. I'm going to do this a little bit different this time. One of the reasons, well, you saw the cookies. So there's that. But also, look at how many carbohydrates are in this. Can you guys see this right here? 31 grams of carbohydrates in the brown rice flour. I'm doing a cup of brown rice flour and I'm doing a cup of almond flour. And let me show you this. There it is. Total carbohydrates, 3 grams. So that way, almond flour has hardly any carbohydrates. That way, we can keep the carbohydrates under control and they're not super duper high. So I've got 1 cup brown rice flour right here. Wait, no, right here. And this is a cup of the almond flour. To this, I'm going to go ahead and add in 1/2 cup of the potato starch. And I'm going to add in 1/4 of a cup of the tapioca flour. So there's those guys. They're really light and fluffy. And I'm also adding in a teaspoon of the xanthan gum. Right. I'm going to get this all stirred up. And then we're going to make another batch of cookies and see how they turn out. I'll be back and I'll let you know what changes I might have made to that recipe as well. Oh, they look like cookies now. They look like cookies. So to get these cookies this way, I actually cut the fat content by like 25%. And I cut the sugar by 30%. I also added in a teaspoon of baking powder. I think I could probably change this up a little bit more to my liking, but my family loved them. Look at this. You hear Mtn Grandpa? He loved them. All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. And until I see you next time, remember everyone, keep your joy.